Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Connor and this is where the informal tech reviews live. Today we're going to be focusing on the F17 Plus REDTIGER Dashcam. It's a 4-channel dashcam with a 2.7K forward-facing camera and three 1080p cameras, two which face inside and one faces outside the rear. It's definitely an awesome camera setup. It's perfect for Lyft and Uber driving, which is something that I do not regularly, but every now and then. And so an extra little bit of peace of mind for looking inside on both sides is pretty awesome for me. If you want to see some more about that camera, definitely stick around. I'm going to roll that intro and then we'll jump straight into the website. Then we'll do an unboxing and we'll go set it up. I am going to skip a little bit of the setup part because REDTIGER did send out a hardwire kit. I had a hardwire kit from my previous dashcam install, so if you want to see how that works in the Rivian R1T, definitely go back to the F77 camera install and check out that. But without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the intro and we'll get moving. Okay, moving into the website, you can see how the camera looks. And so this one up here is the forward-facing camera. And then down here you have the interior cabin camera. And what's cool about it is once you mount it, you can actually adjust it a little bit, which they're kind of depicting with these arrows. And then the rear camera is right here, and it has the inside cam, which has the IR lights on it, and the rear cam, which does not. And both of them kind of twist up and down. So you can kind of get whatever the perfect angle is for you. We'll see some video footage and test footage when we get to that section, but I just wanted to point that out now where you can, if you have kids that are in car seats and then, you know, with front camera ones. And so that's why it's perfect for using for Uber and Lyft and things like that. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that in the testing piece more. It's $285.70 before the sale, which is 30%. And if we go to the cart, you can actually see $199 after the 30% off. So you save about 80 something. And definitely a good little camera. Now, one thing that I will point out is you can see in some of these images, the cameras for the inside do show black and white when it's looking inside in like low light. And I noticed that the F17 Elite, I think they're like right here, yeah, they have color night vision, but they don't have 4 channels. So that's something to consider if you would rather have higher quality colored night vision on the inside. Maybe you go for the Elite. If you want more channels to be able to see the rear and the inside of the rear, that's definitely something to consider. Now, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover on the website. We can scroll through this just to see if there's anything that stands out. I think we already talked about the voice controls and definitely hiding the cable. We'll go through the whole install process. And what all comes in the box in the unboxing. So yeah, that's the whole website. Let's move into the unboxing and see how it gets installed.
Okay, so right off the bat, you'll notice that it is covered with plastic on the outside of the box, so you'll need something, or I mean, I'm sure you could just reach in there and pull it apart, but good little protection measure for the box. You can see mine got a tiny bit damaged in shipping, but just lift this off, and then you're into it, and it comes with just an immediate little piece of paper that kind of shows what the buttons are and where everything's at. And then you're greeted with your camera and your windshield mount. This piece gets put onto the windshield so you don't have to put the camera directly onto it. Makes it a little bit easier for removal. Usual books and stuff, we'll go ahead and plug and file those. And then looks like there's some different pieces in here that we can check out. Got the car USB adapter, as well as some extra sticky pieces and some wire guides. There's also an Allen wrench and a trim piece tool. That's good. The Allen wrench will help to adjust the angle of the camera and tighten it down if you need to do that. And then a super long USB-C cable that should be able to get your camera, the rear camera, from the front one all the way to the rear with no issues. And this one is the rear camera. Notice there's 2, one to point out the back and one to point inside. And then we actually have the main unit here. And one thing that I like about this main unit that I don't know if I've talked about yet is the USB ports are actually in the top of the mount piece instead of on the actual device. So it just has a little bit of a better angle, and so it can be a little more seamless. But the camera is right here, currently covered with a little protective piece. That's the interior one, and then the exterior one is here. Again, the exterior is the 2.5K one, and the interior, I believe, was 1080p. So pretty good quality. And once you stick this onto your windshield, you're able to still remove it by sliding it on and off. And yeah, there's some buttons on the bottom to control it. And I think that's about it. You can adjust the angle of the interior camera, so that's good. And they do include the hardwire kit, so if you wanted to be able to make sure that your device can still capture things when your car is off and you're not next to it, this is something that I highly recommend. It's going to take a little bit of expertise, but definitely check out my install video of the F17 camera to be able to follow along with how exactly you do that in the Rivian R1T.
Okay, so since I have a Dashcam already installed and it's from REDTIGER, what I'm going to do is take out the existing power. Okay, so you cannot use the piece from the old one with the new one, but that's fine because I installed it with the little clear windshield tab thing. So as long as I can get this up, then I can get that down. Okay, it looks like it left a little bit of residue, so I'm gonna have to get that out before I put the new one up. So I busted out the isopropyl alcohol. I'm just gonna get some on a microfiber cloth and hit it with it. There you go. See, it's just chomping right through that. So that came off real easy. Swipe it up real good. There you go. See, it's just... And now I can put the new one on and then get the other camera installed. The next piece, just peel it off. Just peel it off. Line it up. Stick it on. Now, you could probably do that. It looks like the credit card squeegee trick works to get these air bubbles out if you run into that. And you don't necessarily need this plastic piece, but I figure it'll be easier to remove these plastic pieces than it would be to remove the 3M from the windshield. So that's why I'm pulling that out. And if there are micro bubbles, those will likely go away with temperature and time. Now, the way I would actually recommend doing the install is to put it together, right? Then get power going to it, because you want to make sure that it's seeing what you want it to see. Then once it's booted up, find the right spot that you want to install it at. You won't have any left or right adjustment when you're done, so make sure you find a good spot. Then I recommend pulling the 3M adhesive off, lining it up where you want it to go. Don't push yet. Your up and down can be adjusted, but your left and right cannot. So make sure you got good spacing, and then push. And then I would probably recommend taking it off and letting this cure. I think the recommended for 3M is like 24 hours or something. I probably won't wait that long, but that's something that, you know, if you want it to be installed super well, you'll probably want to do. One thing very quickly I did want to test out is whether or not the interior camera port would support this version of the REDTIGER from the F17, because this is a 4K camera, and so I was kind of hoping to be able to use this one with it, but it is not noticing it, so you'll definitely have to use the ones that come with it. But I think that's honestly probably better, because the one that comes with it has two separate cameras on it, one for interior looking from the rear and one going out the back. So can't complain there, but just wanted to see if it would work. It does not. And yeah, you can see right away the green light came on. The rear camera takes 8 seconds to boot up. Okay, so yeah, this one will work, that one won't. Such is life. I'm going to push the USB cable from this side of the headliner, because it's kind of magnetic here, and it's also pretty easy on this side, but I think I'll just be able to get more leverage, and there's a ton of cable that needs to get routed. So I think if I start back here and push forward, it'll be easier than going forward to back. I think I'll just be able to get more leverage, and there's a ton of cable that needs to get routed. So I think if I start back here and push forward, it'll be easier than going forward to back. So what I'm going to do is push as much slack through as I can. Gotta kind of maneuver it to the side a little bit. Okay, got the microphone retucked, got the wire ran down, and then this is coming out the top up here. And so what I'm gonna do is make sure it's all untangled and just sort of route it along the side here. Now, I'll probably have to remove this Vion roof shade. Check out that video or short if you haven't already. Running down the side is pretty easy. Just need to use my tool and just tuck. Just need to use my tool and just tuck. And then of course I'll have to pull out the back one and go route back there too. So finishing up my wire routing, get it all the way to the back. Wire routing, get it all the way. And I'm gonna want to put it centered towards the top. And then these being kind of magnetic is pretty awesome. It just allows this to get pulled down towards the top. So let me route my wire all the way to the center. And once you get the magnet unhooked, you can actually pull that down quite a ways and just get your arm up in there. And boom, you've got the wire. It just allows this to get pulled down. I have a ton of wire to tuck in here. And then you'll probably want to like tie this up nicely. Maybe throw a zip tie on it or a twist tie at least. I'm not that organized and clean, I guess. So I'm just gonna tuck it up in there. Okay, got the wire all ran, and then I'm gonna test the camera here, get a good angle on it, and then mount it. I'm gonna do my prep in the back the same way as I did in the front, some isopropyl, and just get any grease or any nastiness off of this area with the microfiber. And once that's all cleaned up, I'm gonna plug in the camera, verify the light's on, let it boot up, and then once it does, I'll verify installation location. When you're installing this one, you do want to make sure to take off the protective tape on it, and then also on this side, but don't forget to angle it how you need it. And so what I'm gonna do is pull this down a little bit. I need to scoot it a little more over to the right. I want it to be up as high as possible. And then let's check the view. That looks like a good spot. I'm gonna tilt it down just a little bit. So yeah, right there. So now I know where to put my little clear sticker. There. Boom. Make sure to grab your protective lenses off. Find a good angle. And there. That's installed. Have a look from the outside. Can't see it at all. Okay, she's all installed. This is what the interior looks like. Pretty wide angle. If you had like 3 rows, you would definitely get a good view of everything. And if you had some rear-facing kids, this would be good for when I do Lyft and Uber and stuff, I think. So let's see some of the other views. So this is the interior cam. That leaves a little bit to be desired, I think, but it's supposed to have like night vision on it. That's the view out the back. And that's the view inside. And then obviously the view out the front. Probably could have turned it to the left a little more. But yeah, that's the install.
And these are just some higher quality still images of how it looks on the inside from both angles. Now some video samples.
Alright, so this is the audio test of the inside camera. When I was looking at some samples before, it felt like it was a little bit loud, but I guess that's probably good, just in case something quiet happens. But this gives you an idea of how it sounds.
All right, that's the F17. This is an awesome camera with 4 awesome cameras. Red Tiger, if you're listening, there are a couple areas I think have room for improvement. The interior microphones, it feels like they have a really high output gain or something. So the video or the audio clips when you start to speak loudly or you're listening to music. So that's something that definitely needs improved. That rear camera being 1080p, I think is probably not the best call because a lot of times people who are involved in accidents are getting rear-ended. So having a high quality camera on the rear is going to be super important, just like having a high quality camera on the front. So I'd say at least 2.5K on that one as well. The interior cameras are pretty awesome. I do think the Elite would be a step up with that color night vision, but I don't think that's totally necessary for everybody. It's definitely an awesome addition having the rear camera looking inside. If you have a larger vehicle, I don't think it's necessarily needed on my vehicle just because the R1T is pretty small, but if you had a 3-row or if I threw it in my Model X, I think that would be awesome, especially if you have kids in rear-facing car seats. So this is something that I highly recommend for anybody. Definitely check out the F77 video if you want that crispy 4K going out the front and out the rear, or inside the rear if you want to set it up like I said it. But one thing to keep in mind there is it did not have any infrared night vision on the interior camera or the rear camera because it's not meant for the interior. So that's something to keep in mind and take with you. But if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. We do have some awesome announcements coming out soon for the channel. Definitely appreciate everybody sticking around. We're over that 600 mark already for subscribers. So if you're not one of those, hit the subscribe button. Definitely appreciate you guys. Again, until next time, my name is Connor. This is Informal Tech. Peace.